Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Vintage Children's Book Vault. Today, I wanted to introduce you to a book called John Doe and the Cherub by LFrankBaum. It's illustrated by John R. Neill, who did a lot of the illustrations for the Wizard of Oz series. And I had read the Wizard of Oz series first before diving into this or some of the other books in the series. And I will say, this one has a lot of elements that the Wizard of Oz had in terms of kind of the wackiness and zaniness of uh, the different types of creatures or characters that you meet, and that each chapter is basically like a new voyage or a new journey, or it's like they encounter something new. So everything tends to wrap up within the chapter, which makes it a good book to read like bedtime or just sitting down for 15-20 minutes and reading through something. It's a contained part of the story. But I will also say that this has, I think, some stereotypes in it, and it's got a little bit of um, macabre, I guess would say, humor in it. As you can see, even the front of the book has a beaver king slicing through this man, and this is John Doe. He's made out of gingerbread, and so anyway, I would say you could proceed with caution. I did read this and to my kids, and we did have a good time with it. But just as things came up that might be a little more, there might be some things to have conversations about. So anyway, you have uh, John Doe and the Cherub. So this story focuses on these two. It's a kind of like a uh, buddy film or buddy story where they go together to try and reach the goal. And the goal is, this is a gingerbread man, and he is trying to get away and get to a safe place through the whole book. And so Cherub helps him get there. But where we'll open up right away with some interesting, with an interesting thing here is well, before I begin, sorry, is Cherub. So one thing that was unique, it didn't really stand out to me as I was reading it, but Cherub is never assigned a gender identity. You don't know if Cherub is male or female. I tended to think of Cherub as male through it, so I inadvertently may call him he at times. But it's up to the reader, and back in the day, there was actually contests and so forth, and rewards for the best answers of is Cherub a boy or a girl. Uh, so it was quite a campaign around that. Um, the Great Dome Mystery, is a boy or girl. Uh, but it doesn't play a part in the story itself. It's just Cherub is artificially made, so to speak. He's the first incubator baby. So uh, Cherub is made in that way, and it has a very angelic uh, countenance to him, like, or to her, whatever it is. To it. I see. I'm saying he, but you decide. You decide. Anyway, so you have it. Cherub is a very pure character who wants to do good or is good. But so you have, getting into the story itself. It is basically like a Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner type story. So you have this character here, the Arab, and he has an elixir that would give eternal life and vitality, and he needs to hide it. He gives it to this woman here to hold it for him, and she accidentally puts it into some dough that is being made into gingerbread, and hence the gingerbread man is made. And that is, we'll see him come to life here. So the baker is making the gingerbread man, makes him up, and then he wakes, and he spends the rest of the book running to try and not be eaten or consumed or anything like that. But the Arab is the one who is after him, and he's a very like dandy, refined character. wouldn't say he's the most like with the Wizard of Oz. Almost every main character, not all the main characters, but most of the characters are someone that you very much like and relate to, and he's just so like dandy, I guess, and that it I did like him. It was fine. It wasn't like a I didn't enjoy reading this story. I did want him to prevail, but uh, he is going along. There are illustrations throughout that make really complement the story, and so once he gets going, he and Cherub just keep running into one type of creature or person or whatever after another. And like I said, the macabre part is there because people are trying to eat him or cut him up. And then in this one, there is the stereotype of a Native American, but made out of wood and has a cleaver in his neck. And there is some kind of like a joke about that later that is brought on. That is, um, I don't know. It comes from the Native American himself, but uh, so they're just put into one folly after another, and he has to be careful of getting wet and all of that. They run into a princess who has been locked away on an island, and she is kept away from her family. And then one of the more engaging characters here is a bear that is completely made out of rubber, and so he just goes around bouncing everywhere, um, as you can see there. And so it is a really zany, interesting story. Um, you do have a happy ending for the folks, and overall, I thought it was very entertaining. My children liked it, but like I said, it is a little bit macabre. There are some weird elements to it, so you may want to proceed with caution. Maybe look it over yourself. But I thought it was another very colorful book by LFrankBaum, and you can get this. You can peruse this or see it on the Internet Archive, where you can preview books for free or borrow them for a short time, for an hour at a time. I'm sure it's in your local libraries, or you can pick it up at a used store. But definitely, if you're into LFrankBaum, go ahead and take a look. I think it is worth reading. Just know that it is a little bit weirder, which is odd to say, having read the whole Wizard of Oz series, how strange that one gets. But it is a little bit weirder than that story. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next video.